Hey guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today in this video, I'll be showing you how to install the TST Industries Brake Light Modulator on your bike. Now, a brake light modulator, sometimes called a strobe, sometimes called a brake light flasher, what it does is basically enables you to install some electronics on your bike so that when you press your brakes, the brake light flashes in some kind of pattern and alerts the drivers behind you that you will be stopping. Our particular brake light modulator comes pre-wired to a plug that interfaces with a sub harness that we provide specific to your bike model that enables plug-and-play functionality with your bike. So that means that the installation is really fast and you can do it yourself. Now, the electronics inside, we do have the ability for you to program this unit to 3 different functions and then subsequently adjust the rate of the effect to your liking. Our first programmable mode is strobe alert. This mode will produce 9 flashes and then stay solid for the duration of the brake engagement. Second one is intermittent pulsar. Each cycle will flash 10 times and then pause. And then these cycles will repeat for the duration of the brake engagement. The last available option is pulsar, and this one just basically provides continuous flashing for the duration of the brake engagement. Now we will show you how to install this. It's really simple. And then after the installation chunk, I will show you in detail how to get inside here, how to program the different modes, and how to alter the rate of those different modes. We did think about the safety of such devices during the design phase. So we decided to design this in a way that it will be a pass-through component. In case you experience a failure on board here, it will just pass through your normal brake function, which means you press your brake light lights up, there's just no effect. In case you do experience that failure, we do offer a warranty, so we have guys standing by in our support department that will take your call, email, Facebook message, whatever, and we'll get you replaced. And that's pretty much it. Now, I'm really excited to show you guys just how easy this is to put on and configure. So let's get started. For this particular video, we've procured ourselves a brand new Suzuki DR-Z4 SM. This installation will be applicable to the SM and S models alike. We have our brake light modulator main component here. However, as you can see, we have outfitted this particular bike with the TST Industries fender eliminator and taillight combo. The OEM setup looks like this, and it does have slightly different connectors on it in different locations. So for that reason, we do have 2 different versions of brake light modulator systems for this bike. One will be unique to the TST Industries taillight system with these connectors, and the other one will be unique to the OEM setup with these factory connectors to mate with this connector here. I will first demonstrate how to connect and configure and mount all of the components for this system, and then we will go into the details of how to mount it and connect it with the OEM. Let's get started. On this setup, the installation will be cakewalk. We'll need to find this set of plugs here. Now, this is my installation. Every other installation is going to look slightly different because the bulk distribution of wires is going to be performed by different people at different times. So just need to find this set of connectors that will mate with these guys. And then there is a locking element here. And you press on this connector, the larger one that goes over the top, and then withdraw that. And we'll pass it through our sub harness like so. Connect our brake light modulator into this, and at this point we just need to find a good spot for the brake light modulator body and then distribute the bulk of the wires. Now, before you cinch it off with the 2 wire ties that were supplied with the kit, I encourage you to watch the rest of the video, learn how to adjust the internal adjustments in here, and then get the appropriate set of flashing patterns that you like, and then close it back up and then perform what I'm about to perform. So we do have this channel here that's built into the housing for the purpose of using a wire tie to hold it in place. I am going to put it up above this wire loom, and I'm going to have the grommet facing forward. We do not want it facing down. The water blast can force itself up the wiring grommet, and that's not a good thing. So we're going to try to make sure that it's out of water blast direction, and then I'm going to cinch it down to the frame. I typically get things in place and keep them a little bit loose so I have some adjustability, and I perform the tightening at the very end. All right, that's pretty good here. Once it's tight in between these two riv nuts, it won't slide around, so that'll be good. Now we just need to find a good spot for another wire tie, and I think that's upstream here. Shove these wires more up and closer to the fairing and frame. Make sure the wires are on the outboard side against the frame, and if I cinch it down like this, it'll be kept nice and neat and won't unravel. Now the trick here is to pass this wire tie around and get it engaged before my wires unravel. So I may have to redo the actual bulk distribution, but at least we have the idea of what we're going for now. That's nice and tight. Now we can tighten this guy down. And everything is secure, won't come loose. Cut off the excess and hop up top and go test the function. Let's give our new part a test now. All right, everything's working properly. If you are looking to use our brake light modulator with the stock setup, make sure that while shopping, you do select the appropriate sub harness that will be evident in the ad for the brake light modulator for this bike. So you will be receiving this sub harness and this component. This set of components will be still on the bike. You will not need to dismount that. However, you will need to gain access under the seat and remove the side panels and loosen the tail so that you can bring it up and have access to this connection. This connection will have to come out from the bottom here. You will be removing 2, 4, 6 hex head screws to gain access under this panel. This will have to come out. These connectors will be connected into a loom that enters from this window here, and this is where we will need to pass some of the wires. So when you disconnect the main taillight connector from its connection to the harness up above this area under the tail, this will look like this. After you disconnect it, you will pass that through that window down to the bottom, and then you'll view this from the bottom. You will connect your new sub harness for the brake light modulator to this connector you just passed through. Connect the brake light modulator to its connector. And then you will pass the female connection to the top side, where you will make this connection into the original taillight harness connector under here. With that done, you will then mount this brake light modulator body to this entire loom, and you can use the wire ties that were supplied with the kit to get that all cinched together so that you actually have it attached to a bulk of wires and it doesn't bounce up and down and hit things during riding. And then you will replace this cover like it was from the factory. It's still going to be in this configuration, obviously. And then you replace the bolts, replace all the components, and then you're good to go. It'll flash the same as you saw flash on this particular taillight. For mode selection and rate adjustment, we will need to get inside this capsule to access the electronics. These two Phillips head screws will need to be removed. What I like to do is unscrew them until they disengage from the receiving threads and leave them in the cap. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to lose them. If we pull them off with the cap, they are self-captive. All right, now we'll identify the parts here. This button is the mode selector, and this potentiometer is your rate adjuster. Clockwise is faster, counterclockwise is slower. Let's first do our selection of modes. With the brake pressed, press the button once to toggle to the next available program. Now the brake does have to be pressed so that the unit powers up, otherwise you won't be able to make the selection. If you find that you've pressed the button but the selection has not been changed, just do it again with the brake pressed. So now we will go on to the next program, press the brake once more, press the button once, and now you're in the next mode. Now we've switched twice, so pressing it one more time will return to the original mode that your unit arrived in. Now for rate adjustment, we'll be using the potentiometer. With the brake pressed, we can turn it clockwise to make it go faster, counterclockwise to decrease the rate. Now in brake alert, you will only have 9 flashes to make your adjustment, and then it'll stay solid. This one doesn't actually lend itself to really fast flashing at the top of the range. Bottom of the range is unusable, so I like to set it somewhere towards 3/4 to maybe 80% clockwise, and that does it for me. Now if we change to the next one, this one is pulsar, and this one just keeps on flashing, so I like to have it going pretty fast here. Choice is really up to you. If you want to explore the next mode, we have the intermittent pulsar. This one to me belongs somewhere close to the top of the range, makes it the most visible, but again, freedom means choice. The decision is ultimately up to you. Once you're done with your adjustment and you're where you want to be with all your modes and rates, replace the cap, turn the screws back in, and it really is just that simple. Replace your brake light modulator in the space that you decided to keep it, and you're good to go.